In this video, we're going to be changing both the front and the rear differential fluid on my 2019 6.7 Power Stroke. Let's get into it.
Dirty, or are they actually not?
What's up?
Need different scries.
Weird. She win. For those of you that are new to the channel, today I have my brother Oliver helping me out. He has a channel here on YouTube called the Oliver Fetter YouTube channel and works on some pretty cool diesel projects. So definitely check him out. Oil looked pretty good, although I think I've used four-wheel drive like a grand total of 10 times in the last year since I did this. But like if you look at the towel, she's pretty like not too much gunk in there.
No.
Which is what you want to see. 12 for the drain plug on the bottom. That rear diff fluid looks dark. I don't suppose you'd be able to bring me a towel. I decided to engage in this endeavor without having any on standby, which wasn't a very smart decision.
Maybe like 2 clicks.
Yeah, you're good. I'm just chilling. So this fluid I've been doing in the rear every 50,000 because obviously I tow, or at least this year. Last year I towed quite a bit. So my last diff fluid change, I switched to the Banks cover and then did Amsoil 75 W140, and it worked pretty good. So we're gonna get some freshy fluid in here, but stuff coming out doesn't look too bad. You can see this thing's gonna focus. Focus. Please focus. The metal there that collected on the end of this, so not too much, but this magnetic plug from Banks gets all the goodies for you, so it doesn't end up in the oil, which is kind of cool.
The gluing it is pretty mindless.
Is there a specific pattern you use to get the gasket maker on there, or just?
Oh, we could look at the cover. Pretty much, I try to do the whole surface, so I'll like put a bead on here that's like you don't go crazy when you're putting it on, and then I'll take my finger and actually smooth it out so it covers everything.
Not bad.
Yeah, and then you get a good seal. But you just want to make sure it's clean. Like I used a putty knife first, and then a razor blade, and then hit it with the isopropyl so it's not oily, and now this is like, there's still a teeny bit of surface rust and whatever, but that's fine.
Yeah, as long as you can get the gasket maker to do its job.
Yeah, and if you don't clean it, it won't do its job, and then it'll leak. The base of the ring here, you can see how the teeth engage, because that's how those like brush marks on it are, is the engagement pattern.
Interesting. That's over to the left, or to the
big ass gear mate. If you look on the faces of its teeth, there's like almost vertical brush marks on them, and that's the gear engagement.
Oh yes,
Where it's,
interesting.
like, dull.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really impressed with how that looks. I mean, it looks like it just came out of the factory. Like, it's shiny. I like.
being bathed in oil all the time.
All the time.
But that's also like kind of the idea of where you'd put the gasket maker. It's stick
Is
around.
on the raised surface going around?
Yeah.
Interesting. Makes a sense. It's nice and clean in there. Did a good job.
Yeah.
The old Scotch Brite.
Scotch tight. And there's probably a bunch of ways to do this correctly. I don't know. I don't think how you put it on is kind of just your preference, so long as it seals.
True.
I like getting the whole surface though. It's OCD pleasing.
We like that.
It's like painting in the lines. I color in the lines. That's kind of excessive.
On the... They use thread locker on the original?
They used, yeah, like there was thread locker on these. Which is, I don't know, they're not gonna fall out.
Yeah.
Not to mention, like, the gasket material, you just squirt it everywhere, like, goes into the thread holes inevitably and touches the bolts to some degree and holds them in place. Like, you don't have to go crazy. Filler wrap. Little crisscross applesauce works pretty good for this.
They have a nice big fill hole up here. And so, for the old diff cover, just doing, trimmed off the tops of these easy packs. I like to put in 3, I think the capacity of this is like 3.5 to 3.7, but I put in 3 and let it settle a bit, and then we see where we're at. Kind of an interesting view from down here. There's my little fill hole. This thing's gonna focus. Right. So yeah, anyway, I put 3 in, and I'm gonna just lightly put the top plug in, and probably is gonna take a little bit more, but we have the front jacked up right now, so the sight glass is saying it's full, but it probably isn't. So yeah, we'll revisit this in a few minutes and recheck once it's kind of settled. What's the deal with these? You're just supposed to fill it up until it starts to come out?
Yep. That's exactly what the deal is. So, honestly, it's actually no different than a sight. It's just a sight you can look at before it makes a mess, and it just makes a mess when it's time.
Yeah.
But it's, like, still sensitive to what height everything's at when you think about it that way. So right now, we'll put just a teeny bit extra in, probably, because we're ever so slightly uphill.
Here, I have your cap.
Don't touch my cat.
Actually, oh, that rear one needs to come forward. We getting the drippies.
It's fall.
You want the old isopropyl?
Isopropyl.
I'll grab it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the remainder of your schmutz bag.
Do you have any use for this?
No.
Maybe just throwing that.
I use Valvoline.
I want some towels.
I have one. Yeah, I usually buy gallons of Valvoline diff oil. Though I did watch someone's video, and AMSOIL is actually one of the few oil makers that actually makes diff oil at its correct spec.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Like, I forget who's the other. Is it Mobile One? Like, one of them came back with, like, not nearly enough viscosity. Spooky! That dog bark sounds like a human imitating a dog bark. I looked over, I was like, oh, it sounds just like me when I'm pissed off at the neighbor's dog. I looked, oh no, that is